It's Matt here, and I want to thank you for tuning in to this episode of our Home Buyers series. In the last episode, we talked about the things we need to do right after we go under contract. And in this one, I want to share with you one of those items, which is the inspection and how we might approach repairs as a result of that inspection. One tip I want to give to you up front, and it's a mistake I see too many buyers make, is they want to cheap out or skip on the inspection. It's an important piece of due diligence. You're buying a very expensive asset, so it's important to hire a quality inspector. Now, I recently interviewed Brian Murphy, the lead inspector and founder of A Action Inspection Company. And so rather than me tell you about what happens in inspection, I wanted you to hear it from him. So take a look at what we had to say about that. So tell us, what is a home inspection?
Well, a home inspection itself is just a general overview of the condition of the property. So what we do is we do a visual evaluation of the property, and that way the consumer is armed with information so they get a better idea of what they're purchasing. Yeah. Often the consumer, whenever they go in to buy a house, they've maybe spent 15-20 minutes in the house, and then they go make the biggest financial decision they've ever made in a 15 to 20 minute visit, where when you have a home inspection, the home inspector can come in, spend 3 or 4 hours in the home, get a really good idea of the property, and share that information with the buyers.
Yeah, I think it's smart due diligence for all buyers to do. Yeah. What during the inspection, what gets inspected?
Well, everything that's with the main house, so kind of keep that in mind. It's not driveways or fences or outdoor lighting. So it's basically on the structural side of things, it's performance evaluation of the foundation, roof covering, roof structure, the exterior cladding, whether it's brick, stone, fiber cement, and then all the outlet switches and fixtures in the home, all the plumbing in the home, the water heater, panel boxes, insulation, I think I said appliances, all the appliances in the home. There's other optional systems that can be evaluated at the same time, like swimming pools and sprinkler systems and that type of stuff.
Well, we've covered kind of the whole gamut around home inspections. Is there anything else that you want to add or you think we should cover while we're chatting?
One of the questions you asked earlier was the client being there towards the end of the inspection. I think it's super important that the client's there at the end of the inspection because getting the information firsthand and for us to be able to see your eyes and that you understand the information, because everything can be repaired. Anything and everything can be repaired, and some people get really stressed out because they don't understand the information. So when we're able to sit down with our clients and actually, I can see they're getting stressed out and maybe not understanding the information, we slow down and clarify it so we lower the stress level.
Yeah, I think that's such a great point because I seeing the full transaction from beginning to end, the home inspection can be really stressful, and a person could start looking at the report, and like you said, you're required to identify code deficiencies. The house was built 20 years ago. Of course, you're going to find that, but there's really not a problem. Right. And people could really stew overnight and cause a lot of stress. So I think that's a great point. Be there in person.
One of the things that we help with is we try to get our clients, we're going to document a lot of stuff and we're going to feed you a lot of information. Sometimes it can be overwhelming. But what we want to do is direct them to say, we're required to report this, but they're not really that big of a deal. This is something that you can do later on down the road. Let's focus on the big stuff. Let's not micromanage the report or the house. Let's focus on the big stuff. So even though you're going to be delivered a lot of information, let's focus on the heat and air, or let's focus on the water heater, those type of deficiencies that could be pretty costly later on.
Helping people discern what's most important.
Yeah.
So Brian mentioned in the interview the importance of attending the home inspection. You really don't have to attend the whole inspection, but I strongly encourage you to attend the last portion. It's really valuable to be inside the house with the inspector and talk to them. One way to look at that might be to look at it as a new homeowner orientation, because the inspector can tell you a lot of things about the house it would take you a long time to figure out on your own. Now, the inspection's complete and they're going to give us an inspection report. The report will list out things that are good, but most importantly, it'll list out deficiencies. When we receive that report, it's up to us to decide what we want to do about it. We can do nothing. We may want to ask the seller to fix some items, or if it's a really bad report, we may want to terminate and find another house. Chances are we'll be taking one of the first two choices, and we may want to have a negotiation around repairs. I cringe when buyers say to me, well, the seller has to fix that. No, the seller only has to do what's in the contract. Anytime we address repairs, we're renegotiating the contract. And so when I look at repairs, I usually like to look at them in two categories. The first would be kind of the big ticket items, items that are critical to the operation of the house. And then number two are quality of life items. What do I mean by that? Well, if the dishwasher doesn't work, you probably want that to work right when you move in. Keep in mind the seller is not going to take a used house and make it new, but most sellers are reasonable and they will fix some of the top concerns for us. You may even want to say, hey, we have these concerns and they're not pressing. Can you please just give us a credit in lieu of repairs? And then you, as the buyer, can take those on once you're living in the home, and you can do it to the standard and quality you like. Repairs and inspections can be kind of a stressful part of the home buying process. It really need not be. I'm here to guide you. Having a good inspector will help you get the best advice, and you can feel confident moving forward. I would encourage you to just keep in mind this in relation to the whole transaction and how much you like the house. It's easy to get wrapped up over small things in the repair negotiations and lose sight of the big picture. So stay focused on the big picture, the house, the excitement of living there, and then we'll move on to the next steps and on our way towards closing. Thanks for watching this week, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Take care.